So you clicked on my video. Let's talk about these crab in the barrel motherfuckers. And who exactly, how do you define or how do you point out or figure out, you know what I'm saying, so you can see who is a crab in the barrel? Those are the motherfuckers that don't know how to control themselves because they so bitter with life. And they know how to, depending on if you don't got thick enough skin or have strong enough self-talk, they will literally, like Spider-Man, they'll web their negative, bitter vibe onto you, right? Like for instance, you know, you got a manager, site manager, whatever it is, dude that's just a higher position than you. He could, you know, call your name and 9 out of 10 times you gotta do what he say immediately or you will lose your job. I have that kind of boss at my site. Most people do at regular jobs. And these type of experiences are what make or break a man. See, if you're not strong-willed enough, then you will allow these things to dictate your vibe, and then you'll start to do the same thing that they're doing. You know, webbing that negative, bitter energy about the fact that you are going through uncomfortable circumstances, you know, and then you'll put it on to other people that don't have nothing to do with that, right? For instance, I got a call from my site manager, and he had a bad attitude. So instead of me taking that bad attitude on somebody else, I gave him the exact attitude that he gave me. The same way that he called me and talked to me with his tone all fucked up. When I peeped his tone was fucked up, I raised my tone just as well as his tone was raised, because I treat every man the same way. Answered the phone, I was cool. He had an attitude. So I'm like, I had the attitude back basically. But you know, you have people that'd rather be bitch ass niggas and submit, but then when they get around other people, like they loved ones and people that care about them, now they want to, you know, take that out on them. Stupid, right? Now, especially when you young and you want to grind, you will, you know, you'll wind up being around people that are a little older than you, and they'll be jealous. Because the first thing, you got to put yourself in their shoes, right? Let's say you in your 20s. You get your job, and I don't know, you around dudes in their 40s and all that. But you on your purpose. You know how to stay focused. And especially the fact that you on semen retention and NoFap, your aura and your vibe is going to make you stand out a little bit more. No matter, even if you a quiet, laid back dude, people still going to feel your energy. If somebody make you feel some type of way, even if you holding it in, people going to feel that energy vibrating off you. Like, yo, you got a couple more words to say before you unleash a demon that you do not want to fuck with. You feel me? Because, you know, I got that kind of aura, you know, to where I give people chances, and hopefully they feel my energy vibrating off me, which is really my warning. I know how to warn people with energy. I'm that strong-minded to where I don't have to say a word, and I could warn you with my aura. Like, listen, man, I'm cool. But please do not, you don't want to meet the other me. That vicious wolf. You don't want to see that motherfucker, because he don't be giving a fuck. You know what I'm saying? And I be having to keep that motherfucker on a leash, man, because that motherfucker he like a pit bull in the yard when you bring a friend over and he in the yard, but he on a chain. He like, who that? And he ready to break the chain and just make moves. You know what I'm saying? 9 to 10 times the dog is on semen retention. He don't know how to fat. So he got all that built up energy too. So he just piped up. He like, you know? So, yeah, man. Just know that you will experience, while you want to grind and to come up, you will experience being around crabs, bitter crabs that are stuck in the barrel. And you got to think about it. If they can't climb out and they want to climb out, that's all they think about is climbing out, getting out the projects, getting out of poverty, having more money. They tired of budgeting their money all the time. They tired of recycling outfits for so many years. These dudes in their 40s, their 50s been living the same basic ass life, not forcing no growth. And you know, they see you starting to make progress and you climbing up out of it. Right? It's gonna make them feel, it's not that they feel some type of way about you. It's not personal. So you always remind yourself that it's not personal. It is the fact that, like this, you know, like the spiritual community say, we are all a reflection of each other. That I do believe to an extent. And to this extent, to where when somebody sees you doing something that they can't do, that they're no longer capable of doing, or that they tried to figure out to do, you know, whether it be get on YouTube and have a presence and they can't do it, they don't have the courage to, they watching you do it, it's going to make them feel some type of way about themselves. And when they look in the mirror at themselves, they'll start to question themselves, because that's how they work with them negative mentalities, right? You continuing to, you know, encourage yourself and all that, and when they see you doing that, and they trying to figure out, you know, they don't know how to do that, when all these stupid idiots got to do is just force themselves to be positive. But they've been living in a low vibration for so long, being negative and feeding into people, you know, snatching their consciousness from them by webbing a bitter negative energy on you. When all you can do is, that means you take their energy. See, the dude that just called me with that bad attitude, I took his energy. And then when I get to the crib, I'm about to use his energy that he just gave me to not only make sure I stay on my P's and Q's more at work and handle my business for real, because I don't tolerate too much of that, and I know myself. So now I got to be more on my P's and Q's so that I could avoid, you know, people coming at me in the wrong manner, because I know that I could be a loose cannon and I could go from 0 to 100 like this. I can be like, hey, what's going on, man? And I could go, the fuck you just said, nigga? You know, I could switch it up immediately. I have that. Just like when I go to certain places and I know this is a place where they do that stupid ass, oh, put your mask on, put your mask on, sir. I just throw it on real quick when I know I get around a person that's gonna be like that. And as soon as I put my shit right down when I'm in the vicinity when he ain't looking and all that. You feel me? Now listen, no matter where you are, what state you live in, what school you go to, what job you have, 95 to 99% of the world are bitter crabs stuck in the motherfucking barrel. So make sure you stay on your P's and Q's and you keep controlling yourself, and don't let these motherfuckers trick you out your fucking spot. You handle your business and you don't give a fuck about your emotions. If you feel like somebody tampering with your, you know, your consciousness and making you feel some type of way a little bit, you just brush that off. You be like, man, I'm better than that. What I'm gonna do, add fuel to the fire? No, man, I'm gonna let it simmer down. I'm gonna use the energy that these people are giving me with their negative vibes. They ice grilling me for no reason, gang stalking me and all that. You know, listen, man, if you know that you greater than that, then you make the right decision, right? Because 9 out of 10 times, we live in a world where people are not solid enough to be face to face with a motherfucker and really address an issue. They do it in subliminal, petty ways, which is kind of more annoying if you think about it. And that's why they do it. So just be like, okay, this person clearly, you know, is thinking about me way too much, admires me, because they doing all of this extra work to try to throw me off my game. And these dudes that got that bitter energy that they can't control, that they so tight with life, they just know that what I mean is, you're not the only person that they're doing that to. That's why it's not personal. You're not the only one that they doing that to. Because there's people that conform to it, and that person gets so comfortable with doing it to so many people that are pussy and bitch ass niggas, afraid to lose their job or afraid to just stand up for themselves. If you one of them rare motherfuckers that's gonna stand up for yourself, don't you think that, of course, it might be situations where you may have to demand your respect and be like, listen, man, when you talk to me like you have some respect, because I don't agree with or tolerate the way you talking to me. You could also be thorough, and 9 or 10 times you do that face to face with a dude and look him in his eyes and show him that you do not play like that. But do it professionally and smooth. Like, listen, I don't like the way you raising your tone at me. I don't like, the vibe that you giving me. And I would appreciate it if you watch the vibe that you giving off when you speak to me. Because you're making me feel very uncomfortable. I didn't do anything to you. So let's try this again. That's what I would do. Because I don't do the phone thing. Because if we was in person and that dude that called me with that attitude, trust me, it wouldn't have went like that. Because nobody, 9 out of 10 times, nobody's going to look us real solid men in his eyes and give off that vibe. People feel more comfortable being petty and being stupid on the phone. That's why I don't play them phone games. I don't play them text message games. I like interacting with people in person, or else we don't need to speak like that. You feel me? Because I don't trust that. You feel me? But like I said, don't let nobody trick you out your spot. The majority of the world is filled with bitter crabs in a barrel that are stuck in the barrel. And when they're around somebody that look like they got the potential to get out that barrel, it's going to make them feel some type of way about not you, but themselves. It's kind of like, for instance, I could be a bitter crab in a barrel because my channel right now is not as big as I want it to be. And there are other people with bigger channels than me. So now I could be upset about that and be looking at them like they are climbing out the barrel and I'm stuck in the barrel because my channel is not as big as I want it to be right now. But no, I don't get as much money. I get chump change from YouTube. I don't get paid nothing on this for real. But it's okay. I have the passion and the love for putting out messages to people and just being a person that, you watch me on your phone screen, you go about your business, I go about my business, and hopefully, I gave you, some good energy and some good wisdom, especially if you're young. You probably didn't really have to deal with certain things yet. If you're older, you probably already know these things, just a reminder, and to get you, and you get to get a sense of my mentality and how I think, so that you can continue to, I guess, stay on this journey with a G and stay subscribed and all that, But listen, man, I'm not going to let nobody trick me out my spot because I know I'm better than that. I'm smarter than that. And I know that 9 out of 10 times when you got blessings in your path, it's going to be a bump in the road right before that blessing, right? Just like a road is this, right? 9 or 10 times, the bump in the road that people got to slow down and go over is in the middle of the road. You go over, you slow down. Equivalence in real life, you think, you pause, you hold on before I just react. You go over the bump, boom, and you're like, all right, we good. It's over with. It's behind me now. Now I can get, I'm back driving. I'm good. You better than that. But I'm out, man. Peace.